Blessings, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to our many followers of LN TV Liberia Live. I am Asiamin calling and I'm broadcasting to you live at the Early Justice Center Ministerial Complex. So today is the official launching program of the government Tower Initiative. One of the things, smart spending, shared growth and building an inclusive Liberia under the aid. Subtitle: Transforming Budgets and Policy for Equitable Progress. So let me just drive you through the other program. So we're going to be opening prayer, and opening prayer going to be done by Apostle Emmanuel X Valley. National anthem going to be done by the audience. So welcome remarks going to be done by Honorable May Louise Noah Hill. She's the Executive Minister for New Media and Rebranding at the Ministry of Culture. Opening address going to be done by Honorable Jeremy Mahipia, Minister of Information. So video playback going to be done by government projects and services. So opening remarks are going to be done by Her Excellency Cyril Beso Yanti, Minister at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So Senator Ibrahim Dawes Dillon, Chairman of Senate Committee on Information, Broadcasting and Cultural Affairs and Tourism. So cultural performance by the Liberia National Culture Tribute. So the Liberia National Culture Tribute that already started performing. So if you are just joining our like to say welcome to this LN TV Liberia Live, and I'm broadcasting to you live at the Early Justice Center Ministerial Complex. So the keynote and launch of this presentation will be done by His Excellency Jeremiah Kwanku, Senior Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. So official launch and symbolic ceremony will be done by, as I said earlier, His Excellency Jeremiah Kwanku, the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. So final discussion on the team has finished building on inclusive Liberia under the aid. So Minister Kwan, Liberia Finance Minister, are going to be bringing down foreign budget allocation, revenue mobilization, and fair taxation.
following?
So this is the British Information Culture Affairs and Tourism Government Platform Activity GTH. Action oriented and resource driving from talk to action as their welcome resource labors. Building solutions together, your feedback
This is a video of the and it enables people to always know their country. They promote democratic governance and will ensure that the government respects the formal individuals to the Liberian people. So let's go together, support this initiative as we can move The government plan imperatively approved from the source. Thank you for your attention.
President Joseph Dumont Wakari Sr. officially took office on January 22nd, 2024. Since then, he has embarked on a mission fueled by a vision for a brighter future for Liberia. His arrest agenda for inclusive development highlights agricultural goals, rule of law,
But I think the president had to reach out and reunite inside the country. And so we started with the three branches of government, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, coming together to just to discuss issues that affect coordination of the inside to equal the branches of government. And without that, there really needs elements of coordination elements that will be useful. And so we started with that.
the institutionalized collaboration with the Liberia is critical to achieving real results for the country. As part of this effort, there is a shared commitment for working together with partners in the Liberian branch to ensure that transparency, accountability, and oversight are complete. Let me say our crucial and most important role is oversight responsibility, and that's my focus. To be able to execute that role, you have to hold the assembly accountable and ensure that there is transparency and accountability. You cannot do that as an institution if your institution is not transparent and accountable. So our first initial reform process, because we have no reform process, was to get the Senate at a level where we seen as an entire institution and to hold ourselves accountable and see shows of merit transparency, and that will give us the leverage to do that with the institution that have oversight. By aligning resources to support the arrest agenda, the House of Representatives are focusing on key pillars such as water infrastructure, good governance, the rule of law, and revitalizing the economy.
So the delivery of the already planned to most of those amendments will be coming to assist in making a residential one. So when we're looking at the schools of education, it will cause a whole lot of care. to all people who are residents of our power.
The role of the judiciary is fundamental in upholding the rule of law and ensuring justice for all through the interpretation of laws. It can better address national challenges, uphold constitutional rights, and promote a fair and efficient delivery of justice.
The official restore and prove that the limited rest of government that continue to stand up for the human right in this country in the for the judicial rest of government in what the senior
Liberian
Under President Broadcast leadership, agriculture is at the forefront of the rest of we are committed to modernizing farm practices, enhancing food security, and making Nigeria the leading exporter of agricultural goods in West Africa. Those are the means that connect this nation. For too long, poor infrastructure has stifled our potential, but change is now imminent. There are reasons the development of a comprehensive road network that will link every county of Liberia. President Waga's agenda is the second, the connection of the bustling city of Monrovia to the remote hinterlands. New roads are being constructed, opening up markets, fostering trade, ensuring that no community is left behind. Rule of law is a level of a just and prosperous society. President Waga understands that for Liberia to thrive, we must build trust in our institutions.
Our government should make this country do what it should do to make it the country that I always wanted to be respectable people that are loving, people that are friendly, people that are committed to serve society. The police are the first line of defense and protection, no matter what you think about. And for you to pay attention to them, as we said, make Liberia
through the appointment of the Supreme Court Justice to complete the bench, the dedication of the new cycle facility in Texas, reforms in our legal and judicial systems, we all have showed them governance, promoting transparency, and ensuring that justice is accessible to all. By doing so, we create a stable environment where businesses can flourish and investments are protected. Education is the bedrock of any society, and in Liberia we see it as a key to unlocking the future we envisage. Our youth are our greatest asset, and investing in their education is investing in our nation's future. The arrest agenda focuses on revitalizing our education institutions, from primary schools to universities, expanding vocational training programs, and building the capacity of instructors to improve employment. By equipping the next generation with the skills they need, we all prepare them to lead Liberia into a brighter tomorrow. In the words of President Wanga, the agenda is not about the next election, it is about the next generation. Sanitation is our dignity, and we have on this agenda, we are implementing comprehensive risk management systems and launching nationwide campaigns to improve public health and sanitation through our city's governments. Our vision is to make Liberia a model for sustainable living in Africa.
That we're trying to look at how we get satellite internet access into the country in a way where we have access to internet in rural areas and we have that perspective of different sectors. So there's a lot that can be done in that space.
Where every citizen has access to clean water, safe sanitation facilities, and communities with the best sanitation system. Liberia is a region waiting to be discovered with pristine beaches, rich cultural heritage, and warm hospitality. Our country is poised to become the top destination for agritourism.
Government is committed to creating an environment that is conducive to investment.
that includes plans to develop the tourism sector, promoting Liberia's naturality and contributions to the world. Whether it's batching the sun on our golden beaches, exploring our national parks, diving into our history, or experiencing our vibrant festivals, Liberia offers something for every traveler. At the heart of their West agenda is a vision for a prosperous and self-resilient Liberia and Broadcast commitment to transform the nation is unwavering. The vision is clear: to create a Liberia that is not just self-sufficient, but a regional leader in trade and investment. We invite you to be a part. Together, we can build a Liberia that is not just a land of promise, but a land of fulfillment. Liberia is rising. The time to invest is now. Join us in shaping the future of a nation with endless possibilities. Welcome to Liberia, the West African coastal nation.
Fellow Liberians, I'm Martin Pia, the Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. We are about to launch one that takes the government directly to the people.
Inherent beauty and immense potential.
Through what we will call
benefits from policies for equality and progress.
Jesus. All right, I thank you. I thank you. Good dancing. Yeah. You're not talking for the people. All right. Now, what do you still want time? Huh? We still get time. All right, now we have seen the arrival of some big, I think the Chinese ambassador, European Union, you the chiefs, the women, Minister of Information, all these big people, big politicians, are you? Yeah. Former Minister of Information. We have a lot in the hall, and I think this would be a full house. But I beg you today, since this is a mixture of all kinds of people from all spheres of our society, except about Australia, then you'll bring your English down. Only the stranger and I want to bring the English down. But you're here who are going here, don't pretend, bring the English down. Our people here. So thank you. We're waiting for Sarah Bessel Yante, our Minister of Foreign Affairs. She is going to be our big speaker today. Like we say, this is not about you coming to listen. You're not listening to it to do. You're talking cloud. And that's all? So you can't argue, but good argument. Good argument. So if minister says that, he said, and I agree with you. So the program will be in two segments, two categories. One, the big people will talk, present, and talk, Minister, hopefully Vice President, Foreign Minister Yante, Minister of Information, they will talk. To open this big thing we're coming to do. Then, the real thing we're here for today is the second part of this, which is to let our people, our two big people, the Minister of Finance and the Revenue Man, are so come here to Nigeria. One man will say so, one man says so. Far from each other. Yeah, the woman can go. You say all that, the other man said that so when I get some video that you can be able to turn around and look and tell you that the thing I talk about there. And that's all. So thank you. Double jala I needed. One time. Double jala I needed. Yeah, a long time. He ordered a long time. He better for So thank you for coming. We are waiting for Minister Yante. Foreign Minister Excellency Yante, Sarah Festival. She will arrive soon. Once she does that, she gets to go. We will all rise to take our anthem. And the anthem will be followed by a rhythm that you sing along. And from there, we'll move into programming. And after the big people sing and do their thing, we will wish that you stay around for the first 15-20 minutes of the panel presentation so that you get to know the real reason we're here. Thank you. This is what the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, MICAT, as we know them to be in Liberia historically, has decided for us to do. they decided on what they call government town hall. Simply means to talk to each other. Please talk. The only thing I said, no insulting. Now people will understand that. Minister Roland.
As they rise on
Yes.
popular brainstorm,
Yes.
brainstorm building days,
Mr.
brainstorm populars.
Yes. I'm not going to oh, that's never been before saying that. So we see LTA man, our telephone people. Huh? That you're getting for a while, paying attention to it. The people they already know what we're about. They move. So that's why I keep talking to you all like that. You ready? Straight down back, the old time thing number, stretch. They might get it. So you're hearing me? Or are you hearing me? So our minister from public works on the road business, our man there, one of the two people who will talk to that today, me, the one that I hear already. We're waiting for that one, we're waiting for the foreign minister. So, thank you for coming, we're just waiting. Like we're telling you, the government wants you to talk back to them. Those are we should do what we call parallel communication. Government sit down in Monrovia and throw all the talk to you on radio. You don't talk back. Now we're trying to make it horizontal. You talk, we move on. In that way, you get the same thing. So today, it's more about you talking. So prepare yourself. When we finish talking what they got to say, then you ask questions and say small. That is what we're here. So I'm sure our people all understand this is a town hall. It's a conversation whether our things should be a dialogue. So thank you. So the government wants to do open government, open conversations, honest talks, real solutions. Transparency starts here, they say. The government says accountability should be in action. No bad rooms, just talk. The town hall. Don't gossip. Gossip will not help you. Because the people who you're talking about not hearing you. So talking here. We are happy. I'm sitting there, right? Sitting there, welcome. Okay, welcome. Very good. So that's just the big man we're waiting for. I don't know you. And that's the big man we're waiting for. And then we start our program. All right. We've been talking small. But my minister man, what is soup man? Soup. You see man. So people you know. What fly man in the same group? Fly people oh yeah. Yeah, they do the same groups. Our woman here. So we're just waiting for big sister to imagine the wall. Then we take our anthem and introduce our friend. There we go.
DJ Blue has just arrived in the hall for official government town hall.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you. Man, I got all I knew. Man, I'm equal to what I'm talking about. Hold on, man. You don't know. All right. We have a packed hall. Hoping that this will go around so that people get to talk back to their government. Yeah. So the government wants to do a lot of stuff with this. The government wants to take from talk to action. The government wants to welcome ideas so that results are delivered. The government wants this to help build solutions. God please help us. Your feedback, so you keep to talk. Don't hold all back and go gossip. It might just bust you to death. Say the thing, just be very respectful. That's what they want. So we talk, but we don't leave it there. The government wants to turn conversations into change. So you talk and we work to act, all of us together. It's not a one-way deal. It's for all of us to do something. You hear? I see. Dan is the head of the People with Disability in Liberia. Thank you for coming. So, our woman, I'm telling my man that I'm going to bring the English down small. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in the middle. Yeah, that's true. Keep it in the middle. But don't forget to show people you're not able to bring it up. So, when they're talking, we'll swallow them up. But when I bring them, we'll try to check them out. All right, so Sarah Besto is who we know now. And she's a big speaker for us today. So that she can speak to us about how we should do this town hall. Now that's us today. So that it can be all right. Because the plan of Jeremy Pierre and Sando and Louisa and Angel, all these people are Ministry of Information. It's for us to go from city to city, town to town at least. And be able to bring superintendent to the people, commissioner to the people. They're also looking at doing it thematically so that they pick up things, policies, and discuss them around the country.
So that's the arrival of Excellency.
Thank you.
Sarah Besto, Liberia First Minister, has just arrived in the hall.
All right. So thank you. You ready? Set to go? Really? Really? Yeah, that's it. Everything was right. Thank you. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Are we rolling now? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. As you may well know by your invitation to this hall,
of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Hall at the Ministerial Complex here, or Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex Ballroom, is to talk about what our people have put here clearly, very visible. GTH. This will be sort of the first sanctioned government sanctioned effort to talk to his people and his people to talk to them. And they call that government town hall, GST. The mission is to target action-oriented and results-driving in the country. We are happy to have all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to see Her Excellency Sarah Best-Brillianti, who's joined us to today deliver a keynote speech to advise us on how to proceed with this. Across our country, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the government town hall across Liberia, launching today, so I go from county to work for you to talk back, government to respond. We are happy to see the arrival of this everybody. May we rise to take the national anthem of our country. Please sing along the river when you hear it. Thank you very much. Thank you. All you Liberia here. Ministerial Complex Ballroom. Today is the 7th of May 2025, and this is on the theme Smart Spending, Shared Growth, Building an Inclusive Liberia under the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development, AAID. We will sit today on the subtitle, Transforming Budgets and Policy for Equitable Progress in Liberia. And so, without much to do today, for this officiation, Angel Morris is over. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you. Good morning, distinguished guests, officials of government present, partners, stakeholders, and fellow citizens. It is with great pride and honor that I welcome you all to the official launch of our government town hall initiative, hosted by the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. The theme of today's gathering, Smart Spending, Shared Growth, Building an Inclusive Liberia under the AAID, speak volume about the direction we are taking as a nation, prioritizing transparency, efficiency, and equitable development for all. As we engage in today's discussion under the subtitle Transforming Budgets and Policies for Equitable Progress, let us remember that inclusion is not just a principle. It is a practice. It begins with a dialogue, honesty, and commitment, which is exactly what the staff hall aims to foster. We're grateful to have each of you here today to contribute to the conversation. Your insights matter, and your presence. Let us now proceed with our program. My name is Angel Malama Morris, Assistant Minister for Cultural Affairs, Administration, Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. At this juncture, we would like to call Honorable Mayor Louisa Noah-Hill, who will give us the welcome remarks.
Welcome remarks will be done by Honorable Mayor Louisa Noah-Hill. So extend your media and burning.
Good morning, everybody. Your Excellency, Madam Sarah Besloyanti, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Jeremy Matthew Pierre, Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, the Honorable Augustine Kafwan, Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Commissioner General Dr. Jala, Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, other government officials here present, our development partners, students, community, civil society, women groups, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, I am deeply honored and pleased to welcome you all to this official launch of the Government Town Hall, a national initiative rooted in the values of dialogue, transparency, and participatory governance. In the spirit of the Pele vernacular, Kapa Kulolo, Yokam, let's talk it. The platform presents a bold step by the Liberian government through the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism to bridge the gap between the public leadership and citizens' engagement. It is an avenue through which voices across our nation, from bustling urban center to rural communities, can be heard, acknowledged, and responded to. Today's launch brings together distinguished policy makers, development partners, civil society actors, citizens with a shared commitment to accumulate a culture of openness, shared responsibility, and national development through meaningful dialogue. We are especially grateful for the presence of Her Excellency, Madam Sarah Besloyanti, our Honorable Foreign Minister, and other senior members of the panelists, senior government official members of the panelists, whose participation underlines the government's unwavering commitment to inclusion, service, and transformation. Your presence here today is only symbolic, it's not only symbolic, but deeply significant in shaping a future where governance is not only by people and for the people, but with the people. As we embark on this journey of connection and accountability, may this platform become a hallmark for our democratic values, a beacon of trust, and a model of participatory governance across Liberia. Once again, welcome and thank you for joining us for this important national movement. Long live Liberia, long live our collective force. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mayor Louisa Noah-Hill. At this juncture, we would like to observe a moment of prayer in both religions. So the Islamic people can actually observe a moment of prayer, and the Christians can also observe a moment of prayer just for at least 30 seconds.
So we throw it up, we know it all here. Important. That woman is one of the people working with the minister Pia. So she said, "You're welcome." This is about you talking to your government. Today, the same thing I was telling you that is talk. That after the big people talk, be more like Sarah Peslow, Nancy, our foreign minister, then Double Jala and the Minister of Finance will talk. At that time now, you will talk. But the main mission for the thing is so that the government can be hearing you talk back to them. So you're welcome. You're welcome. That will help you.
Thank you very much. Now it's my honor to invite to the podium someone whose leadership and vision continue to shape our national direction. Please join me in welcoming Honorable Jeremy Matthew PM for the opening address.
Honorable Jeremy Matthew PM, Minister of Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism.
We have a very big important program. At the time, I'm not very happy. And I guess many of you know what now. The football team I lost so much. Was a little bit the last year. Barcelona. Your Excellency, Sarah Beslo Yanti, our Chief Launcher, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Dean of the President's Cabinet, a good friend, Mr. Deans, from the Ministry of Public Works, James Double Jala, Commissioner General of the LRA, Abdullah Kamara, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, the Mayor of the City of Monrovia, the Superintendent, who is our host of Monrovia, other officials of government here present, our distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, traditional leaders, heads and representatives of international organizations, civil society actors, community, traditional and religious leaders, officials of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, members of the press, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks the dawn of a new day for how the Joseph Newman Workers Senior Government engages with the public. A form of communication that is meant to bring the government closer to the public in a way that helps the people to engage with their leaders and better understand the policies and processes of government. The launch of the government town hall today is also meant to help in broadening the means and modes of communication. In Liberia's governance history, town halls have been used starting from the late 1970s by President William R. Todd as a way of engaging with diaspora Liberians, particularly in the United States of America. This has been a norm. Governments have not been able to domesticate such a model government to
to engage the citizens and the public directly. Today's world is evolving and embracing changing times. The people are eager to sit with their leaders, to hear from them and get answers regarding issues they are concerned about. The growing public interest in how the government is governing is a medium that brings the government directly in contact with the people. Yet, governmental actors and policymakers will interact with the citizens face to face. The audience will include representatives from political parties, women's groups, youth organizations, traditional leaders, civil society organizations, young boys, penguin riders, marketers, students, religious people, members of the diplomatic corps, among others. MICA's commitment to ensure that this initiative reaches all 15 political subdivisions of the country is unlimited. This official launch is taking place here across Liberia. The intent is not just to host it in the country capitals. We urge the government of Liberia, our development partners, international NGOs, etc., to help support and sustain the government town hall program. As a government, we will continue through MICA to have more public participation and have more voices heard as a way of having what the people, an integral part of our decision-making process, want. We desire, through this effort, to ensure open governance, public participation, and understanding of the policies and programs of the government. Your Excellency, Madam Dean, government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a moment to give special thanks and appreciation to the Central Bank of Liberia, the Liberia Petroleum and Refining Company, the Liberia Revenue Authority, the Liberia Telecommunication Authority for providing the modest support that is enabling MICA to start the government town hall program today. We are grateful for your contributions and support to MICA within the spirit of interagency collaboration, particularly within the executive branch of the government. Because this initiative is not budgeted for, we could not have done it without you. Madam Dean, government official, and the chair of the House Committee on Information, Broadcasting, Culture Affairs and Tourism, Representative Banabu Benson, sorry for that, acknowledging you from the beginning. Madam Dean, thank you for agreeing to serve as our keynote speaker and launcher. To Minister Kafuan, who will be here shortly, and Mr. Gala, thank you too for becoming the first two panelists of the government town hall. To our diplomats, thank you for coming. Our traditional leaders, students, all of you in this hall, want to thank you for coming. The presence and participation demonstrate the highest commitment of all of you to the government town hall initiative. It is our expectation that all government colleagues will participate in subsequent town hall. The town hall will not just be managed by MICA. We intend to have an inter-ministerial steering committee to oversee the implementation of the town hall. The committee will comprise MICA, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and the General Services Agency. There are two governing principles associated with the execution of this town hall. One, transparency and trust. Open government, open conversation, honest talk, real solution, and accountability will be in action. And two, inclusivity and unity to ensure that everyone sits on the table with diverse voices and shared vision for Liberia. Listen to each other and find common ground. This will be our charge to keep as we lead a government that will be accountable.
The Mayor of Monrovia. We would also like to recognize the Mayor of Painesville City. We would like to recognize the Minister of Mines and Energy.
Luther, for you to be able to talk to them, to tell them what to do, it is important for the country and the government. And this, if I will not pay them, we agree to work with them. So you can go to the down and go build it together. Maria City Mayor, we hope you will work with them, the way he said. So we try by the time they play better, Monrovia. So all those things he said, but that is not very deep. Only that will be doing a different way. It's a top man there, but he did it for y'all to be eager. Yeah, not a y'all. You should just call y'all to see them. Top man. That what he was doing. There is a trouble very small too, but if I were doing it for the people in the outside, America, the Liberian people who are called diaspora people. He said, but we want to do it for all of you in this country. Whether you come from America, you ambassador here, you will not pay. You don't call you, what you we all look like that. You see, anyway, them are men suit men or the lip suit and flat people. They hear with them and how you want. So, they say they will go all over the country. They will come to your family to go here to Monrovia. They will come to your to ask you for you to ask them all over the country. So that is it. Welcome again today. And listen, not just listen, but get prepared to talk. Thank
you. Okay. Thank you so much. And like we stated, as the program goes on, we will continue with the official recognition of our special guests here today. We would also like to recognize the representative from the University of Liberia here present. We'd also like to recognize the European Union ambassador to Liberia. We would also like to recognize the Chinese ambassador to Liberia and the Swedish ambassador to Liberia. So we want to use this time to now call on the National Culture Troupe for cultural performance as we go through our program. The National Culture Troupe. The National Culture Troupe.
So nice piece of cultural performance by the National Culture Troupe. So at Elijah celebration still place for official launching of the government initiated on the government of Liberia.
Which means you can let them together. If you are what the government doing, you like it or you don't like it. If you are market woman, what you doing, like what the government doing and you don't like and you like. Every one of us that come from a banana hall here, let's discuss it together. That's why we are here today. Thank you.
Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. So we continue with the recognition. The house is still filled. We want to use this time to recognize the Superintendent of Monrovia County, our host, Honorable Warren Bryant. We would also like to recognize the LT boss, Mr. Abdullah Kamara. And I think we've recognized most of these people. Then we want to recognize the GSA boss, Honorable Galakbai Kotima. You're welcome, sir. At this juncture, we would like to lastly recognize Honorable Joas T. Hodges from the Information Commission, Independent Information Commission, Republic of Liberia. So we have just been told that the Minister of Finance and Development Planning is around the compound, so we are expecting to have him here in the soonest possible time. At this point, we go for remarks as we go through the program. We would like to call on the podium Representative Bernard Benson of District Number 17, Republic of Liberia. Can you please give me a round of applause?
Yes, they went for me. Yes. Yeah, he did.
Your Excellency, Sir Bishnu Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable TrueLiberia, MPR, Minister of MECAP, members of the Diplomatic Corps, dear President, distinguished members of Cabinet, all other protocols duly observed and respected. Let me use this opportunity to thank the Minister of Information for this enormous national initiative. Bringing the government to the community is the right path to good governance. Hearing directly from the citizens through these means give our government a realistic light of our citizens, helping the government to make grassroots participation and personal contribution to community development. So I hope I'm committed to supporting you to all this. You can make sure to call on me whenever you need me. Hope that I support Arsenal. And thank you for this.
Ben said this is the right thing to do. When you meet people, you will talk to them. He is the government in the House of Representatives, He is the big man for information, talking power, talking to other people. He is the big man. So he said, because Pierre came here, Pierre said, government get our money without do their work. And you can't get government money without do man. So Benson, that's how you talk. Look on that paper. They say talk to action. Don't try it. Don't get to here. We don't get money to do that. So it said this thing we on. Will make we hear how your suffering power is in the countryside. We hear the real suffering of it. That the people use a realistic light. So thank you, Benson. You say, well, I don't know, Barcelona hii Rubio karibu na yeye.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Mr. Coley. Okay, so at this juncture, we would like to play a very important video of the government of Liberia's projects and services over the past 1 year in government.
The Minister of Information, Culture and Cities. We are about to launch a new one that takes the government directly to the people through what we will call the government town hall, which means come, let's talk it.
This initiative is a flagship program of the Division of News Media and National Branding in collaboration with the Public Affairs Department.
On this program, the actors in government will be engaged directly with the citizens in a setting that brings together everybody, representatives of political parties, winning groups, youth, students, traditional people, other government officials, Christian, Muslim, everybody. A broad spectrum of the Liberian community will come together and listen to people coming from different sectors of Europe. On May 7th, at the EES Military Complex, we will have the formal launch of the government town hall. Our honorable and distinguished Vice President, Jeremiah Home, will be available to deliver the keynote message and launch the town hall. Finance Minister Augustine K. F1, in the head of the RRA, John, will be the first two speakers. They will speak to the economic issues of the country, and our citizens will have the chance to ask them questions directly. Our distinguished foreign minister, on behalf of the President's Cabinet, Her Excellency Sarah Besno Nyati, will grace the occasion as special guest to make special remarks. John Collins will moderate. It is a new approach that we intend to take all across the country in the 15 political subdivisions to give our citizens the chance to interact directly with their government officials. With this one being on the economy and financial issues, we choose another sector as we move out of Monrovia to another county. Communicate with them directly, allow them to ask the hard questions, and allow the officials to face them This has been to agree. In the end, it enables the people to hold their government accountable, to promote democratic governance, and it ensures that the government respects and honor its allegiance to the Liberian people. So let's do it together, support this initiative as America moves on with the government town hall. Better with me, Kapakulum, come, let's stop it. Thank you for your attention.
National branding as the Ministry of Information. This is an exciting time to be alive, and that's why I'm here to speak to people. I'm here to talk about national branding. The Liberia that we all hope for, the Liberia that we pray for, is going to be a Liberia that we are going to brand. It's not any different Liberia. The Liberia we sell to the world is what the world is going to buy. Nation branding is all about positivity, how you project your country to the outside world. I'm just here to urge us all to speak positively about this country. I know we have our political differences, we have our different ideologies when it comes to government involvement. But let's remember that Liberia is the only country we have, and the image we sell about our country is what the world is going to buy. Should you need that campaign today to speak positively about the country? Share a positive post on social media. We have beautiful landscaping Liberia, our tourism attraction. We have investment opportunities. We have talented people, our arts, our culture, our hip hop. Sports. You know that we have African countries in the country. We have the world market, in history and American operations. Can you look at our business today to tell the world the history of Liberia? Just bring in little brain facts to the group and the world. We have to be patriotic, we have to create national pride, and we
Okay, I can see that the room was. Why you want to tell me? Why you want to? I guess Minister May did that intentionally, right? To sell things. So at this point, we would like to call on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Sarah Vesolo-Yanti, who is going to provide us our keynote address and officially launch the government town hall initiative. Can we please rise?
The podium will speak to the audience here.
Please have your seats.
Keynote the launching of this.
The members of the cabinet present, the members of the legislature, Honorable Bernard Benson, representative of District 17 and chair of the committee on NICAT, the members of the diplomatic corps, Superintendent Tradition, the future of Liberia, and all of our invited guests. It's a great honor to be promoted by the Vice President to go from special remarks to keynotes. And it's really a great honor to be here to launch such an important initiative. Let me commend the Minister of Information, Culture, Affairs and Tourism, with whom I've taken a gripe
I said that when he introduced me, he called my official title, but when he went to introduce Gideons, he said my friend. But Pia, because we are friends, my friend Minister Pia, who refused to give me the title of friend by forcing me by force. But let me commend all of the entities of government who have supported Minister Pia and the team at UCAT for such a wonderful initiative. Today's gathering, Come Let's Talk, is more than a slogan. It embodies the spirit of the arrest agenda: agriculture, roads, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism, an inclusive development agenda of President Joseph Boyka. And President Boyka has made it clear to the entire cabinet, he makes it clear all the time in all of his speeches and in his conversations. He says, we don't intend to govern far from the people. We intend to govern with the people. We intend to govern for the people. And this is part of that initiative. Mr. Pia, thank you for this. So we are not here to lecture really, but this is about listening. And it's about listening to our people, the people who we are here to serve. Across Liberia, Liberians are demanding greater accountability. Liberians want more from leadership. Liberians are demanding more. And Liberians deserve more. So they should demand more. We should demand more. If you speak to Liberians across the country and ask them what they would like, it would differ across the country. How they would like to see governance, how they would like to see services, it would differ. It would differ based on their needs, but will also differ based on their understanding. And so the Come Let's Talk About It is not just about us listening, but it's also about us sharing information and also educating at the same time. It goes hand in hand. Fishermen in different parts of the country, maybe in Buchanan, for example, we say we need more. Maybe the net we're using, we're feeling hearing that in some places the net got different quality, it's better. We need different kind of net on this side. Maybe they will say we want different kind of material. We are all good there. They like give us this kind of material. You might hear market with me in Ghana saying our major problem we have here, you're talking about smart sending and all of this. They say I want to use the money good. You want to make sure the money bring more results. Maybe for us, we're interested in your talking to the people so at the border we can cross and bring our goods easily, because we having no problem bringing the goods across the border. Maybe that's the issue the women in Ghana will tell you. But maybe the women or the men in Rabos will tell you we need to look at how we can have some kind of cold storage to do our fish. So all the things you're doing is oral, but the one we need is this. Or maybe the way you're doing the cold storage is now working for us. Maybe private sector is supposed to do it. Go out at their own business. Maybe let them do it. Government not to the pie, let private go to the pie. Maybe we'll hear things that we never thought we would hear. So it's about dialogue. Not only listening, but it's also about us talking and sharing information. That's inclusive governance. It's making sure that it's not only governance at the top, but governance all the way through, that we are listening, but we are also sharing information in those two ways. The important thing for us to reflect on is that the arrest agenda will always just talk about the agriculture, the roads, the rule of law, education, sanitation. Sanitation that the cleaning the place, making sure the place all right, making sure the environment all right. The tourism, how we make sure people come from other countries and come here and can see all the farm parking like Patawi and all the farm places where we got. I just wonder about one of the farm places in Babulu, one farm waterfall. How the farm parking we got in the country, how people come from outside and can see it. And they want to be talking about. And when they can't see it, they will pay money. They will pay silver money. Now, more like they will pay. They will pay US. They will pay that. Like when they will pay the payment in, it will be plenty. And that money will go to it. That's how the law will protect you. The law will make sure when somebody wrong you, When somebody do bad to you, the law will help you to get your justice. If you do bad to somebody, the law will help that person to get their justice. When we say education, there are children go to school. There's so much children might not be in the market. There is so much children go to school. They will clean the place. The place will be fun. People will come and will make more money for the country. But we can't do it by ourselves. Ghana, only government supposed to do it. It's supposed to be everybody. Government is not one person. The next person will not face like the world. Then if we made minister, I'm only also now facing country. Now all of us have face like the world. This is supposed to be. I don't want talking here to do so. I come, let's talk about it. So you say, but one minister of foreign affairs talking with each talking. Now a minister of foreign affairs talk, and minister of foreign affairs be also. Minister of Foreign Affairs work, we call it a foreign policy. It's in for OSA. You can't go to OSA and you know what happening inside. Built on the domestic policy. There's no foreign policy without domestic policy. That's why internal affairs, they handle the inside part, we handle the OSA part. But together, we got to work together. That's from the bottom all the way to the top to OSA. That is like where we're talking to. It makes sense? Yeah. So, they talk today that we're talking. It's about how all of us can work together to build Liberia. Liberia must rise, and we'll tell Liberia's story. If some people get up and just cost Liberia all day, they're like, well, there is four, then I think we're happy. Now, be a sure of you. And it's about Liberia, if you be Liberia. But if all of us be like Europe, our children will not try to go to Europe and other places because they'll find prosperity right here. The people thing they're looking for, they'll find it right here. The people thing they're looking for, we want it right here. If something good for the children on the other side, we put our children in here too. And so, let's talk. It's not just about making things to say, oh, government will do everything perfect. No. It's about how we see it's supposed to be in people, how it's supposed to be in Buchanan, how we want to see it in Ganta, how we want to see it in Soso. And the people from those places on top and say they want to know, be a fan for you in Buchanan, but not fan for us in the other area. If you're in the other area, because of this, you're changing on our own side. You're getting me? You're getting me? Because we're going to talk, I'm going to get drunk, because you don't see where to do. I will talk to myself. Clean and simple. And all I remember here, we got guests here, we understand I'm talking in a way where you know we can all connect. You understand me? If I talk a big, only some people will understand. If I talk a regular, all of them understand. And I do. So like, hey, start there. So, like, Russell won't tell the good thing about Liberia. Every country in the world got bad things. Every country in the world, I think they want change, they want improve. Maybe our own plenty. Amen? Maybe our own more than some people, but there's no country where you got problem. Every country got problem. So look at the good in your own country. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we can improve on the bad. Let's make the bad better. But let's recognize the good. We have plenty of things for us to be proud of as Liberians. And if we find things like Liberians, they will work together to face the one another. Because the children we have today, they must not urban area. Whatever you find yourself, you want better life for your children. You want Liberia to be better for your children. You want to be the way you were yesterday, and you want no Liberian child to put low on your knee and run. You want no Liberian child to see motor shell. I have motor shell in my hand there for 5 years or 10 years. He different with local party. I different. I think the community. Our community has the same problem with arrest. Our community has the same problem with the legal politics, the marketing politics. We don't know what politics issues there. Look at what politics they come. So you must decide to put in the community. We sat there and we talked to the community. We asked the issue of this, how to solve it. It was relationship with your having our community. The community of people say, how do they help them? So that's why we're very happy to do.
Right now we're working. Right now we're working. Yeah. All of our right, all of our responsibility too. So all of us will look at our right, look at our responsibility, then together we'll all face Liberia. Ain't going nowhere, they will be here for all of us. All of us face it together. Because we face it, we'll spoil it, we have nowhere to go. So let's face it together. On this note, on behalf of Liberia, let us need Liberians. You see, they'll be here, they will be inviting the Barbados president. She's coming tomorrow. Barbados president, she will be here. 160 years ago, the people even for the 6 families came from Barbados. When they came, they settled in Crucialville. You know Crucialville? They settled in Crucialville. That's how Crucialville played. They brought us some president there. Every Barclay came from there. Arthur Barclay came from there. TrueLiberia came from there. Plenty people. And what people they share from America, that's true. But some people they share from Barbados, that's true. Some people they share from Congo, that's true. Then there are plenty all that like all of us is like work together. If we come together, we'll be a better country. We have to, all of us say that we want to live here, we want this like on this note, I launch the GTH. We want to say a very big thank you to Her Excellency Sarah for launching officially the Government Town Hall Initiative. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for those insightful and inspiring words. The message reminds us of the power of unity and collaboration in shaping a brighter future for our nation and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for such a powerful address. As we move forward with today's program, let's carry on those words with us, because the work of building strong partnership between government and the people starts right from here. At this juncture, we have the honor to recognize and call for remarks our diplomatic partners. To begin with, Her Excellency Lona the Breeze, Ambassador and Head of Delegation of the European Union of Liberia. Can we please give her a hand of applause?
Thank you all. I just wanted to pick up where the Minister of Foreign Affairs left off. So I want to really welcome this government initiative to organize town hall meetings, to encourage citizen engagement and participation. But now it's really for the citizens to take up this initiative that is provided by the government, to engage in the dialogue and to hold the government to account. For that, you need to be informed, which the government is doing and which the government will continue to do, so that you can also make sure that they deliver what you want them to do. So I'm very happy to listen to the debate and to listen to the dialogue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was brief and beautiful. We would also like to call on the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, His Excellency Yen Chikwi.
Ambassador of China, the Republic of China.
It's a great pleasure to attend today's official launch of the government Toronto initiative. But first, let me observe the protocol or the protocol movement. And today, I was also honored to witness this great initiative. Over the past few months, Liberia's development process has been accelerating and with great progress. The country is steadily moving toward a brighter future, and this achievement are important results of the Liberian government's unwavering efforts to promote the rule of law. We wish the government Stronghold Initiative launched today will deepen citizen engagement, promote open dialogue, further enhance transparency and accountability between the government of Liberia and the public, and inject strong impetus into achieving more efficient, inclusive, and sustainable development. As the Foreign Minister mentioned just a moment ago, we'll come here listen and we'll come here to dialogue. So let me take a few moments to say a few words about China. China is practicing whole-practice people's democracy, and this democracy emphasizes continuous public participation in decision-making, implementation, and oversight at all levels. It integrates diverse channels for citizens to engage in political and social affairs. And we want to learn from our Liberia friend, and we also want to practice the mutual learning. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, His Excellency. Way over the last Okay, so we would also like to call and recognize officially as a government the ambassador from the Kingdom of Sweden, Honorable Carl Bacchus.
Honorable Carl Bacchus, ambassador.
Yes.
About to give her next.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stand on existing protocol. I will be very brief. I want to add my voice to those who have really commended this very important initiative. But just like my colleague Craig from the European Union delegation mentioned, this is the start of a journey. This is, of course, also what the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs pointed out. This is the start of a journey of a dialogue between the government and the citizens of this country, and it's about holding the government accountable. And I think that's really commendable and really welcome. But it's, of course, important that that lives on. So I really encourage everyone to take this opportunity to hold your government accountable. Of course, also your legislators. That's a key part of this, holding your legislators accountable as well. through town halls, through civil society organizations. We will continue as international partners to welcome these initiatives, to support them, to support civil society organizations, and support such initiatives from the government side. So thank you, and again, big commendation from my side for this important initiative. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. So we would like to recognize the Minister of Labor, Councillor Cooper. Councillor Cooper, welcome. We'd also like to recognize the presence of the former Minister of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism, Minister.
All right, we want to ask our high table to give us some time, at least 20 to 30 minutes.
So if I just join already,
So, sir?